Much adventure. A shocking lack of understanding how early access works. Let's read this one. Local man acts like reading a couple bullet points is a profound discovery. I made a video about Kerbal Space Program 2 and how it had a shocking lack of features. And it's early access. And I mean, for my channel, which is like very small, it like this video blew up. And I think that's because a lot of people are very passionate about Kerbal Space Program, as am I. So to everyone who commented, also, thank you. Okay, this is one of the comments I wanted to respond to. It's literally one of these first ones. And there's a lot of them that are on this same line. So thank you for commenting. Also, let me just say that again. So tell us you're a full release only late adopter without saying it. You do realize Kerbal Space Program achieved its massive takeoff before landing gear was implemented in the game, right? And then we go down here to this comment. LOL, you can tell who's been involved with Kerbal Space Program by who is getting pissy about early access, okay? Go check out what we had when Kerbal Space Program went into open beta and then come back to me about a lack of features, okay? There was a lot of comments that were basically like, you have no idea about early access, how dare you, you don't even know what you're talking about, you jumped on so late, you know, you're whatever, you're a fly-by-night Kerbal guy, okay? And so here's what I got right here. So I dug up my email, I said, when did I get Kerbal Space Program? I was thinking about everybody on this video, and I said, when did I get Kerbal Space Program, okay? Well, I just took a screenshot of my email. Here we go. Look at this now, all right? I bought Kerbal Space Program on Saturday, April 5th. This is from my email, from my Steam purchase. So I didn't get it, okay? I didn't get it pre-Steam, okay? I'll give you guys that. I did not get Kerbal Space Program pre-Steam. But I got it on Steam 2014, okay? And now, if we go to the Wikipedia, let us bring the Kerbal Wiki over here. Okay, and look at this. I got it before first contract, okay? Before 0.24. I got it before the beta, okay? And I got it before the release. I mean, come on. That's a Kerbal guy. If that's not, I mean, if that doesn't give me credit, no, I did not buy it in 2011 when it was like originally out. But look at this. It was downloaded over 5,000 times. I mean, you guys, all these is downloaded 5,000 times, and all you guys are on these YouTube videos. Somehow, I got all 5,000 people on my video. No, come on. I mean, come on, guys. You probably bought it early like me. You probably bought it just like me around 2014, right? Maybe you bought it 2015. I won't judge you. I won't judge you if you even bought the game immediately, okay? I just want to address that, okay? That's the number one thing I want to address right there. This guy's got a great comment. He's appalled as well, see? They delayed it so many times, and they don't even have gathering science ready. That's, you see, that's kind of exactly what I'm getting at. That's a basic mechanic. I'm fine with no interstellar travel, but they literally said 6 months ago that it will be there. Exactly. I won't be surprised if a large part of the delay is because they have to release KSP2 on all the consoles. I can totally agree with that, for sure. Almost no one plays games like that on console. Also, I agree with the type of game Kerbal Space Program is. It's like, every key on your keyboard does something. Like, nobody's going to want to play that on console. They should have focused on PC version only. It's going to be the Cyberpunk 2077 all over again. I think I'll wait till the first gameplay reviews. Okay, so what do I think about this comment? I think that all of this is right. I'm still going to buy it on day one. I mean, I'm just a crazy guy like that. I'm just an insane guy like that, but I'm going to buy it on day one. But he's right. But he's right about a lot of things, and I think that I agree. I agree with that. Okay, I'll clear this one up too. This is said a lot, and I'll take the fall on this one. They've already confirmed none of the stuff in early access will be DLC. Don't spread misinformation. A lot of comments like this. And yeah, I'll take the fall on the DLC thing. Okay, I know that I said I bet they'll release these as DLC or whatever as time goes on. They said absolutely not. That's not what they're going to be doing. I'll take the fall on that. That was just me raging, misspeak. So apologies on that one. Oh yeah, sorry. Another thing I wanted to mention is when I pull this up, okay, the game is releasing full price, but look at what I paid for it. I paid $16 USD, and now I believe the game's gonna be like $55, right? It's gonna be $55 when it comes out. So think about that. That's the other difference with early access. Everyone's saying like, oh, early access this, early access that. The first game was early access, but I mean, I paid $16. I didn't pay $55, right? So, I mean, there is that. So I do agree with this comment. That's the biggest problem. The early access launch is one thing, and the other is to charge full price for it directly. Yes. But that you do not have a simple progress system in it, which is perfectly coupled to the research part, is very weak. I also agree. In addition, big problem with negative press and the financiers could turn a bit grumpy. If it was 30, they'd be okay. Exactly. Totally agree with that. Yeah, I agree. The price is not reflective of the content that you're getting for the game. I agree. And let's get rid of this guy. Much adventure. A shocking lack of understanding how early access works. Again, I want to mention how I paid $16 for what was that, basically $16 worth of content. I didn't pay full price for an early access game only to get more stuff later. I basically paid for what it was worth at the time when it released. So I think that is a major disconnect with KSP2. I totally do. It's called early access for a reason. If you don't like that, you can wait for the game to drop in its full potential. Yeah, see, this one, it's called early access, right? It's like, yeah, of course I can, right? But I'm disappointed. I mean, I want to share my disappointment because I love this game. I'm passionate about this game, and I know that if you're watching this video, you are also passionate about this game. And if you commented on my other video or this one, I know that you're passionate about the game, and that's why we can get, we're on the same level of passion with Kerbal. Okay, don't get me wrong, I'm with you. I'm just disappointed. I'm still gonna get it. I'm still buying it for sure. Day one, I don't care because I've spent. I mean, I pay. Looking at that $16 thing also made me realize how ridiculous the amount of playtime and the amount of like amazing fun I've gotten from the original Kerbal for $16. And a lot of that, I will say, has to do with the mods. Right, a lot of that has to do with the mods. Let's go read more. I was very skeptical when this was taken over by Take-Two. I was disappointed when they ditched their first 2 planned release dates. That's exactly what I was getting at. I dropped plans on buying this day one when they said we wouldn't be getting at least most of the features we now have in Kerbal Space Program 1, which is true. We're not getting all the features that we already have. And now they'll be leaving this alone until they at least get to the colonies and interstellar parts. I can totally agree with this guy. It's very, it makes a lot of sense. I'll be playing KSP1 and Juno New Origins to get my space fix. The devs have dug their feet long enough, and Take-Two is forcing them to release the game in an alpha beta state so they can make some money. Exactly. This is the other thing about the whole early access, early release thing. Like, you guys are aware that Take-Two, I mean, let's just look at Take-Two. You guys are aware that Take-Two is a ginormous company that's publicly listed on the stock market. Worth like let's find out. Actually, let's find the market cap, like $18 billion market cap on the stock market. Okay, I mean, you guys are defending an $18 billion games company for releasing a completely alpha/beta state game at full price. I mean, that's ridiculous. So that's the thing about a roadmap for an early access game that hasn't been released to the public. It's the beginning of the roadmap. That's why it's the edge card off screen, and they haven't mentioned a timeline for the release certain features because guess what? They're not obligated to give us anything, and announcing specific deadlines for certain features just puts more pressure on the devs to work overtime, and I don't think anyone wants that. Again, my issue is really not about what they're doing. It's more the price point. It's more the fact that we were given videos, every one of those trailers that was first released, and even the early access footage, it was all about interstellar travel. It was all about the new systems. It was all about, Deb, right? All about Deb, the new system. Like, it was all about colonies. It was all about all that stuff. It never started out. The marketing for the game never started out saying it's going to be early access, guys. It was just sometime in October last year. All of a sudden, it was just like, yep, early access is what it's going to be. And everyone was like, at least me, I was like, wait, what? And then they were like, oh yeah, and also it's just Kerbal 1 early access, but also less than Kerbal 1, no science, no no career mode, no whatever. And it's like, okay, what? It's like it feels like we got blindsided. That's all I'm saying here. That's where the disappointment comes from, right? Let's read the. Oh boy, you can see the amount of copium in the comments in the community already. Oh, KSPS1 was so bare bone when it was released. F off, that's not an indie project made with passion. Yeah, exactly. Before budget anymore. This is a work of a full-size studio with access to a launch pad just to record sound. It's not the same thing. 3 years of delays, and we can't even have science. Let's read this one. Local man acts like reading a couple bullet points is a profound discovery. Also, hand waves away 2 huge features for getting and retaining new players because he can't comprehend experiences outside his own. Okay, let's talk about that again. With the new players thing, I totally agree. Do I agree that the tutorials and onboarding are needed for Kerbal Space Program 2 and that it's going to bring in tons of new players? Do I agree that? Yeah, 100%. I never said I didn't agree with that. But do I agree that it's an incredibly disappointing one of 3 features to release in what is essentially a remaster of the first game on launch day at full price? Absolutely. That there's so little features that they're releasing this as a, this bullet point that I'm pointing to, or reading, I should say, is a huge deal. That's what's disappointing. Let's see. He's been looking forward to better optimization, maneuver nodes. So what we're getting is fine for a start. Disappointing if it takes longer than a year. Definitely agree that it'll be disappointing if it takes longer than a year to get all the features listed added. To me, there's absolutely no way it's going to take way longer than a year. That's why it's early access. You want the whole game, buy the full version when it releases. Game releasing only with original sandbox, which a lot of people only use, and more parts from original, versus game releasing completed with all features at once in 2025. Why is this a problem? It's a problem because you're paying full price for a game that isn't released, I guess. As we've seen with the original Kerbal that I showed, was only $16. When the early access game isn't complete and you have the audacity to complain. Also, stop being so pessimistic. They said specifically that all of this is going to be in the base game. No idiot would think that these would be DLC. True. But I do have the audacity to complain because we weren't, the game was never promised this until October. It was a blindside. Oh, wow, almost as if it's early access. It's early access for a reason, yes. So they can make more money and charge full price for an unfinished game. Correct. Anyways, guys, thank you all for commenting. There's so many great comments. I don't think we can read them all today. There's so many great ones, honestly. So thank you very much for commenting, if you commented. And if you want to comment on this video, I'll reply to you. So, yeah, thank you guys. Thank you.